to remain still in the stagnant waters of fear, or to renew your spirit through the adventure of soulful activity. Amid difficulty is an invitation into this soulful adventure, into this wisdom of the soul, this light of inspiration. The alternative being to be weighed down by the heaviness of societal or fearful expectation or narrative representation of your reality. It is a choice of ascension or descension, to go up to the highest point of your mountainous peak, or to descend to the bottom, though safe, is fearful, is unfertile, is stagnant, is a boggy water, murky and unclear, though at the top of the mountain where soulful adventure will take you, is where transparency and clarity is evident, is manifest, internally and externally. These are the choices we have with each breath and each moment. With each morning we wake up, we are presented with this choice. We are presented with these two timelines, these two destinies, always, no matter how far down the path one is on adventure or on fear. We always have the choice to revise this timeline, which is an impromptu reminder not to become complacent if you are further down the path of soulful adventure than others, because there is always that chance of subtle complacency that becomes grand stagnant waters, murky, that begin with small acts of complacency, which then, as time goes on, turns into a dissension down the mountain away from transparency. Likewise, if you have been years down the path of fear, feeling the weight of fear's narrative, of fear's restrictive horizons, and you have become stuck in them, there is always that option to ascend, to take the path of adventure amid born of uncertainty, reconciling and forming a reunion with fear, and through fear being reborn back into life's and soul's adventure, being a witness to the transparent essence of life and of yourself. This is what is at the doorstep of you now, in every moment of every breath. We have that choice. We have those timelines at our disposal. Each of us has a choice, and each of us plays a part in our lives and in the lives of all. We are all either ascending or descending. We are all called to an adventure. We all have an adventure within us that is in union with fear, and it is through fear that we are able to exercise our right to walk the path of our soulful adventure, the adventure that our soul calls to us through difficulty, through challenges, through fear. Fear is the reminder, the seed of life. It is the light in life. Fear, it reminds us that we are alive, that we have feelings, and that in those feelings is a call to action, a call to sight through the transparency of life. As in fear, we are awoken to our senses. We are awoken to the reality. We see through expectations as fear breaks them and reveals what's behind those expectations, all false identities that we have been holding on to mask reality. Those false identities we hold on to bring us down to the base of the mountain where we can't even see the top, but to let go of those false identities through a reunion, through an experience and acceptance of what fear calls to you now, through a sensation, a connection with the fearful narratives that enter your mind and body each day, to connect to them through non-judgment, through presence, through acceptance, and to really lean into what wisdom is held in those fearful narratives, beyond the verbal, beyond the thoughts, but within the feeling, within the history of your feeling from birth, from a young age. For those fearful narratives hold the keys to unheard non-verbal sensations, wisdoms within that are begging and that the soul brings to your attention through fear to realize this is your calling in this moment, each morning with each breath. This is what calls to you. This is your adventure. So remove yourself from society's adventure of pure materialism, of a pure 9 to 5. Yes, we have money. Yes, we have to have jobs, but there is also the adventure of the soul, which you must reclaim and not sacrifice your entire spiritual body to the material enterprise. There is a balance to be had. And those who are focused only on material pursuits are in fear of their soulful adventure. Those who adhere only to the narrative of that society demands of them have lost their soulful proclivity, their soulful adventure, because they are scared. And that is to be alive, to be scared, to feel that fear, to feel the furnace of fear, to allow it to prompt you into action. Much like hunger prompts you into eating. If you ignore hunger because you're scared to feel hungry, then you will never eat, then you will die. If you have fear that prompts you to action, healthy action, but you are scared to feel fear, so you don't feel fear, so you don't act, so you don't grow, then you decay, so you descend, so you lose the soulful adventure. And this is the sacrifice that we have made of the modern age. We have sacrificed the soul for a 9 to 5, for a sturdy job, for a normal life, for a safe life. At what cost? At what cost? We live with that cost every day, every morning, every breath. We have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, how are we adhering to the soulful adventure within that is unique to me in this moment always? Or have we sacrificed our soul to be normal, to be part of society, to be part of a 9 to 5, to be part of a wage earner? There is a balance to be had between the individual and the collective, between society and your soul. And this balance is key. This balance is essential to a healthy, adventurous life, a meaningful life. Society is there and it has its uses, but your soul is also there and it has its sacred essence. This we must learn to adhere to listen to connect to be with always. And in moments be prepared to sacrifice our fears of what we may want or what society may deem correct, and to step away from those, to enter into the soulful adventure, to climb the mountain of our spiritual peak, our spiritual essence, to ascend up it. Sometimes that the sacrifice of what society demands or what society deems necessary. This is essential. This is part of the process. The soul does not give its prize easily, like the pearl within its shell is not easily claimed. It is not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be handed to you. Your soul is the ultimate prize, and it requires the ultimate sacrifice of the story that has been handed to you throughout birth. And you must give away that story, that societal story, to reclaim your soulful story, your soulful adventure, and to marry that ultimately with society, to embed your unique soulful adventure into society, but not to lose your soulful identity to be part of society. You want to become a lion, integrate your soul to then come back into society. For individual embedded in society, a soulless individual embedded in society is a loss humanity cannot take for much longer. For we are left with empty vessels, material husks, a loss of spiritual identity individually and collectively, and the loss of a human adventure in the macro environment as we chase only material, fearful narratives. And the spiritual, soulful adventure narrative is lost as individuals with each moment and with each breath and with each morning declined the fear that spoke to them, that fear, like hunger, would prompt them to eat and would prompt them into healthy action. So listen to your fears. The seed of your soul is in them. Adhere to its wisdom. It is unique to you. It calls to the top of the mountain. Good luck and goodbye.